It's your boy Dustin from the Flying Chairs, the Rise podcast. And today, oh shit, you won't believe it. I got Corrina back for the second time, and she's from the land down under. And she is my 400th episode. Ring-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding. Shit. Can you believe it? I've been pumping out episodes like left and right. But I thought this would be perfect. And I haven't seen you in like about a year or more. I think it's been so long since I've seen you last. So can you tell my audience a little bit about yourself and where you grew up? So the people who don't know you.
Well, I'm from Sydney, Australia, and I've lived here my whole life. I'm a medium channeler. I'm a writer also, and I moved up to a place called Byron Bay in the northern part of New South Wales only 9 months ago. So I actually left Sydney for the first time in my life
Oh, really? Okay.
to discover and work with the ancestors up here, actually, because it's a very highly spiritual part of the land in Australia, and it's directly connected to all the song lines of the Seven Sisters in
Yes.
Uluru.
Hmm.
So I found myself wanting to come up here and do a little bit more, I guess, spiritual work, a little bit more channeling and connecting more to what's going on up here. So, yeah.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
No, again, I just wanted to have you back and just kick the shit and just see what's new in this crazy world that we're now living in. Holy Christ. Especially here in
It's
America. And Sydney had their terrorist attacks too. I don't know if it was Sydney or was it what was two
Yeah,
terrorists that shot
Sydney.
up the beach there, was it?
Yeah, it was Bondi. It was in
Yeah.
Sydney. But,
Yeah, fucked
there's
up.
been a lot going on for a long time. And it's kind of just been bubbling under the surface. So
Hmm.
even I find here in Australia, there is a lot going on. So a lot of it, like you in America, there's a lot of shadow stuff coming out
Oh
to be
yeah.
seen, to be seen. And for me, I feel like it's a global collective energy. And the more that we within ourselves do shadow work, what's happening is collectively the world is also doing the shadow work too. So it's like we're moving through it together. So a lot more is going to be revealed. The more that we awaken and the more things that come to light in us, the more is going to happen here as well. So
Yeah.
it's interesting. It's an interesting time, I'd say.
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
Especially when we have, well, the Epstein files kind of open the floodgates to all the conspiracy theories that are actually really happening were mostly true. So it's just like,
Well,
huh? Especially when they're harvesting and human trafficking and just sick satanic shit, insane. So it's
you
like,
know,
I'm sorry.
yeah, no, I was going to say, yeah, no, I hear you. It's all the shadows coming, shadow government shadows are coming to light, and it has to be dismantled. It has to come out. It has to get dense. It has to get heavy. Otherwise, we're not going to see it. And we're just going to live in our little, bubble of
Yes.
cognitive dissonance and
Mhm.
just pretend nothing is happening. And we're just going to go on existing. And that's what's happening. That's not what's happening at the moment at this time in our lives where and I think we spoke about this before, the shift really, really came to hold 2019 and it's going all the way up to 2030
Mhm.
where things are coming to light. So it is going to get heavy, but it has to. And we are now seeing things that we thought were a conspiracy that are not conspiracies at all. They've just been hidden from us and they're coming to light, and some of it, like you said, it's so barbaric. It's so insanely sick. But the reality is this stuff has been around a long time.
It
It's
has, yeah.
just surfacing now,
Sure.
because it
Sure.
has to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, like
Yeah.
the occultic societies throughout our history of people doing just thinking they have an upper hand of being like demigods, you know, like yeah, sell my soul to the devil, basically. Or is these extraterrestrial entities that are evil in a sense that are just kind of, pulling the strings of the puppets here of like where they're kind of steering our reality. Or like you said, it's totally it's got to be a total new start of our
Mm.
society because it's true. And throughout history, 250 years empires fall. Like how,
Yeah.
and we're on that. This is the year of 250 years for America. So it makes you wonder, this is maybe the peak of the starting of maybe seeing extraterrestrials and UFOs in the sky. Because we have actually yesterday, Congress had a meeting with the whistleblowers of the UFO military guys and other high ranking UFO people. I was watching a little
Uh,
bit of it. There's a lot going on. But no, it's the fact that we still have these whistleblowers going to the Congress,
mm,
making their statements, making it loud, keeping,
mm,
even though their Congress is lying, because if the floodgates of that would happen, it might just like go, society would not just function anymore. It like
yeah.
people would be disrupted if it's religion or if it's just like psychologically. We've been lied to for so long, and now we're kind of trapped in this weird system of paying taxes and doing all this other fucked up shit. Why aren't we living like Adam and Eve, man? Like this is, they had it really going on. They've just been
Uh,
fucking all day long. It's like shit.
but it's that's the thing though. What's coming to light is all of the secrets. Think of shadows. It's what's secret. It's what's been hidden. It's a hidden truth, right?
Right. Yeah.
And so there's so many codes coming through at the moment in the moon, in the sun. And these codes are activating us. They're activating us. It's shifting the energy, and that's what's bringing everything to light. And we're seeing things through a different lens, and we've been so programmed to believe certain narratives. But now, because of the shadow and the shadow government bringing itself to light, things are getting revealed. So other civilizations of galactic beings and will be revealed. I mean, it will come out, and
Yeah.
the hidden truths. And there's so much that we've been lied to, and we've been gaslit for
Hmm.
centuries. And I
Centuries. Yeah.
agree with you when you say, and this is what my downloads have included too, is that we're coming to the end of that cycle where now everything is it's getting rebuilt. There'll be a rebirth, but before that can happen, we have to go through this first. So all of the secrets will come out,
Yeah.
and they're coming out, like you said, they're coming out in Congress. Expect it to get really crazy.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's
I think
exciting.
it is
It's
exciting.
exciting. Oh,
It's an awakening, especially the ones who are kind of been awoken. And I
oh,
think it will take a lot of people who are still kind of stuck in that other reality. It might take longer, and maybe they never get out of it because maybe that's just the part of this fucked up weird system these intergalactic beings had, and these weird agendas left and right throughout centuries of us being here. So
yeah,
yeah, but
yeah,
these galactic federations too, they must have set laws and what you can and cannot do. Is this like a human zoo too? Or I think the fact that they've been here since the dawn of time, having bases on the bottom of the oceans, because there's
yeah.
tons of especially with the Navy whistleblowers, are saying they're just popping out of the oceans left and right. So, mm,
Absolutely, and there's a lot of evidence to say that, but yet we continue to be gaslit that it's a conspiracy, that it's not true,
hmm,
even though there's so many of us that we're silenced, But there's coming to, I believe, and what I know is we're coming to a point now where we can't be silenced. People will start listening to us, and they're questioning what is a conspiracy and
mm,
what is not. And I mean, yeah, I have a beautiful tinfoil crown I will wear
oh,
with
cool.
pride because, I've got to say, the last 6 years, everything I said was going to happen
Mm,
and all the messages that I downloaded have all come true.
wow,
Every single last one. And they will
cool.
continue to. I have no doubt. And
That's
so,
so cool.
as hard as it's going to get, and as dense, we just have to keep going. We have to keep the light. We have to keep revealing. We have to
Yeah, just
stay in our own
keep showing
bodies.
these sick pictures of
Yeah,
presidential figures and superstars doing the sickest, craziest shit and
yeah.
being connected to these satanic societies. So yeah, it's just very, very weird timing and this, yeah, again, just the conspiracies, just to have them
But
come
you
to
know what's
light.
funny? Yeah, but you know what's funny? If we
Mm,
go back, excuse me, if we go back hundreds of years, right,
mhm.
to, I don't know, I want to say like to Rome or to England, and we go back, even in Scotland, I've been doing my heritage lately
That's
again,
so
going
cool.
all the way back to, the Norwegian Vikings and the
Oh yeah.
North coming
Yes.
over to the Shetland Islands because my
Hmm.
ancestry is very Viking, right? If
Oh
we go
cool.
back there, all of the rituals and the ceremonies that our ancestors used to practice, um, they weren't called a conspiracy. They weren't
Hmm.
conspiracies. The ancient knowledge that we held within the earth, earth medicine, and that's with ancient stones, carvings, petroglyphs, like star beings, all of it, right? We had rituals, we had ceremony, we worked with the sun and the moon. I mean, that's our body clock, that's our internal system, how it runs. And all of that somehow over many centuries, over many, many years, has been wiped out. And now I feel like it's the rebirth of us reconnecting to these old technologies. But we've been called mad. We've been
Hmm.
called crazy. And that's also part of the conspiracy. So these old rituals, say, of blood ceremony, they're old. They're ancient history. They've been going on for centuries. It's just that we just don't awaken to it. So this isn't new. It's just coming to light.
That's so
All
cool.
this,
And it's so
this
cool that you're looking for your roots back in the Nordic countries
yeah.
too. And I think those are the most important because I don't know how much you know about Iceland. Can I tell you some shit?
I I have remote viewed Iceland.
Yeah?
Yeah. A
Oh
little.
man. It is the fact that the more than half the population believes they live side by side with a parallel universe with these human elves are like the ones that you see in Lord of the Rings, like very clean cut, beautiful blonde hair, blue eyes, and stuff like that. Anyways, even the government actually takes it seriously enough where they won't build roads, won't move rocks without gaining the permission of the elves. I don't know if they write a note in a bottle and fucking throw it near the cove. I don't know how it all works. Or if it's some Men in Black type shit. But there's people who said, "Oh, that's some wise tale shit," and they actually move rocks or try to build roads, and people have died. People have
Yeah.
gotten hurt. Machinery has been moved and broke, and then they move all the rocks back in the spots they were, once placed. So yeah, people don't fuck around, and they even tell tourists not to throw rocks on that island because you might hit an interdimensional being, and they'll tie your ass to a tree and throw rocks at your ass.
Yeah.
It's like what?
You know what? Nothing surprises me because we're multidimensional. That's the thing. And we do, um, whether you want to call it time travel, I believe like astral travel in our sleep. So when we astral travel is a form of time travel. That's what
Sure.
we're doing essentially, right?
Right.
So, there's so much that we don't see with our physical eyes because we've been taught only to look through these and not through here, which is
Sure.
a different lens, and we're using a different part of our, um, you know, well, the pineal gland. So, and scientists have come out too, and they've said it's full of quartz crystal. We actually have crystalline parts in here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's weird technology. We're actually the technology too,
Yeah.
which is
It's probably that
exciting.
junk DNA that they can't figure out. You know?
Yes.
It's like
Yeah.
all that alien DNA they just can't identify. But no, like uh I interviewed a woman from Iceland. Her name's Rona, and she's really knowledgeable about the history of the elves and trolls and stuff like that on the island. But she was telling me that it is physical um, encounters where these people would actually, children would make friends and go over to the other side, and there's actually sexual relationships, ancient and modern day. There's today that people still disappear on the island because they found a an elf lover. I'm like, that is awesome. I'm about to go to Iceland.
Wow.
Might be a nice girl there and just chill around her dimension. But no, I find that amazing hearing stories like that. I'm like, wow. I mean, and the fact that she tells me like the government is dead serious about these interdimensional elves, that they're just like humans. Again, it must be extraterrestrial in the sense where they kept the elf because it's the old language and the terms of, our ancient ancestors can, they only had so much vocabulary back then. Flying shields and flying chariots and shit. So yeah, no, it's very amazing how these stories come about. No, I just love the stories and like the connection with they have with the people there, and I think like I said with the Nordic sides, even um England too, with all the crop circles they get. There's something special there, right?
And I wanted to mention to you, do you know here up near where I am now in Byron Bay, there's an area 20 minutes across. We had one of the oldest Indigenous Aboriginal sacred sites, older than Stonehenge.
Yes, yes.
Some of them are older than some of the stone formations that we see
Yeah.
up north of Scotland too in the
Are
Shetlands,
they
right?
petroglyphs?
They had petroglyphs on them, and they were these healing circles, and they were older than Stonehenge. And what we did, according to my research, and I'm only going by the research and the stories of the Indigenous in the area, is
Mhm.
that in the 50s, in 1950, it was dismantled.
Mm.
So the local government dismantled the stones
Oh
and
no.
circle, which, as I said, was older than Stonehenge. Now,
Yeah,
you
can't be
would
doing
think
that.
something historically so important, just in the history of this planet, would be intact and would be kept sacred, but it
Yeah.
wasn't. And you have to wonder why they're dismantled, they're dismissed, and the ancient history and ritual that was part of those sacred sites has been wiped out,
Mm.
you know,
Right.
deliberately, which is incredibly sad. And also the power and the energy that was sourced around that area. And there's so many places all over the world now that are being discovered where there's additional pyramids, there's extra stone formations, there's petroglyphs, there's hydroglyphs, there's pyramids, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
And they were kept hidden from us. This history fact it was just kind of wiped out of the history books. And literally, there's one example that I just gave where it's been completely wiped out.
Mm.
Now, imagine if we all knew about these discoveries, about, you know, sorry, there, my necklace just fell off. So imagine if we all were aware of these technologies, because they're ancient technologies all around the globe. But for some reason, they're kept secret from us and they're just wiped out of history. I think that's the thing that concerns me. And like you were saying, Greenland, there's going to be much more. Same as Greenland, Iceland, Antarctica,
Yep.
above Russia. In Australia too, we have so many sites that have been discovered that, as I said, they're more ancient than sites even in Egypt, here in
Yeah.
Australia, and they've been wiped out. So the way that we carry on the story is through the ancestors. They carry that within them. But certainly to find out that, so much of our history has been demolished, I think is interesting. And
Yeah.
I would question why. Why are these ancient technologies being hidden from us? What's the relevance? What's the relevance? And I feel like it's because energetically they're built on, whether they're song lines or ley lines, and they're highly active energetic sites that are very powerful to our own healing and our own insights and our own technology. Um, you know, so it's interesting. It's very, very interesting. Yeah,
Yeah, no, I totally agree. It's sad. Even here in America, we have a lot of Native American sites that get destroyed back in the early times when they were making early settlements. There's
yeah,
like here in Wisconsin, we have the Man Mound that has it's only meant to be seen from the sky. It's gigantic. It looks like a bulbous. It's got a bulbous. It looks like an astronaut, basically. And even there's a plaque there. It says it's depicting a powerful, or a powerful god, but like a powerful god that looks like that. And if you're looking like it's to be like viewed from the sky, so it's to entice something to come back. Who knows? But anyways, it is sad to hear that throughout Australia, and I can imagine the indigenous people must be going crazy and probably try to get lawsuits, and they must have rights on certain lands and certain parts of the Australian outback where it's very sacred because there's that one they talk about the Wangina and they depict these Wangina with big eyes and a big oval
Yes.
head, and then
Yeah.
the rainbow serpent that's goes
Yeah.
along with that. That's like underground of Australia, and it comes out. Well, I don't know when it does come out. Like, yeah. But no, the serpent underground, like it's just the whole,
Yeah.
ancient astronaut story of like reptilians living inside the earth and stuff like that, and it's just like whoa. And no, and even the boomerang too. I had to bring up the boomerang because it is absolutely fucking fantastic how these ancient people that are working with stone and sticks found out the capabilities of the aerodynamics of if you miss your target with the weapon, it comes right back to you. You know what I'm saying? Like that is because for a person, I'd be only thinking like at the time these people were worried about getting food and shelter and staying away from like spider. Everything in Australia will kill you. You know what I'm saying? Like the plants will kill you. Everything. So it's
It's
like,
interesting that. Yeah.
you know how interesting? It's like, what the fuck? So it makes it
Yeah.
like at the same time they talk about these teachers coming from the stars. Why wouldn't these teachers like, hey, let me show you something really cool about aerodynamics and
I don't know if we mentioned this last time, but Uluru here, which is connected to the songlines here up in Byron, and they're very much in their galactic heritage is Palladian, and it's
hmm
they're very similar um, their beliefs to the Hopi tribe
Yep,
there
yep.
where you
The
are.
Seven
It's
Sisters.
very so we have the seven sisters, the seven song lines. Um, and it's very sacred. And that's what I was saying. It's so sad that a lot of it is just has been wiped out. There's a couple of there's some still very sacred sites around here that are left, but you have to look for them, and it's just a shame that people don't know about them. They don't know about the how old this technology and that it is a technology. It's not just an imprint of our ancestors, but it is actually a technology. Yeah.
No, it totally is. It's like again with the Hopi, I collect Kachina dolls. And I have a lot more than this picture here. I have like about 20 of them now. But no, these
I
are from
love
the.
it. Oh my God, they're so cute.
Are they cute?
I want some. I want them in my bedroom.
No, so the
Oh
oldest one is in
my
the back there from the 1930s throughout 1940 and 50s. Um, but yeah, I have a huge collection. There again, I love the fact of how they were evolved within the tribe because when they were physically interacting with these Kachina, when they said they left and said that one day they were going to return, the natives started making these dolls in the likeness of the Kachina to give to the children because one day in the
God.
future they might interact with these creatures, and then
Yeah.
some of these motherfuckers look scary, like whoa, you know what I'm saying? But he's like, oh, I used to play with you as a kid, you know what I'm
That's
saying?
they're so beautiful. I think they're just so gorgeous. They're unique and the symbolism even on there.
Yes, yes,
Yeah. Wow.
and very robotic. I love that astronaut like. But yeah, let me stop that. But yeah, no,
What a
I've been going crazy buying antiques and especially with the Navajo and Hopi stuff. I have like a shrine. Uh,
I love that.
yeah, yeah,
I
that's pretty
love that.
fun.
So you really connect to that tribe. There's something in your I would say to you, and you would feel this. that
Hmm.
ancestrally there's something in your DNA that
Oh,
really resonates
maybe. It could be a
with that.
past life, maybe. I'm growing out
Well,
my hair long like a native. No,
yeah, no,
I
absolutely.
don't
Well,
know.
you know, we have so many past lives, right? We've lived in so many different places, and we've been almost everything. You know, we've been all colors, we've been all religions,
Hmm.
we've been galactic. You know, our ancestry is multidimensional. So
That's so
I
cool.
always find like if we're magnetized to an area or a particular place or something, there's a remembrance within you, right, that draws you um, into that, and there might be something that that has to come to light within you. So you'll probably start remembering part of your galactic
That'd be really cool.
past life.
Yeah, no, I just I'm very drawn to the Hopi origin stories and
Yeah.
how they all it's again very astronaut like. It just speaks to me in that volume. The fact that these are physical creatures that they came from the stars and helped the Hopi survive two cataclysms. There was the one with uh, I think the one was with fire. I think it was an asteroid strike or a sun flare that was quite deadly. And the second one was with stone. I'm sorry, the Ice Age. I was going to say the Stone Age, the Ice Age, and the Kachina introduced them to the ant people that were living underground, and then the ant people were feeding the Hopi, teaching them agriculture and how to grow crops indoors
Oh,
and
wow.
other stuff until yeah. So the fact that they saved them twice and the Am people saved them twice throughout the stories. Um, Again, I just relate to the fact that these creatures are coming from under the ground and from the stars. It's just like, oh my God, it's all the same stories from all around the world. They're all the same and just different names and slightly different. But yeah, I love it. I love these connections I like to make with these stories, and especially Australia is such a treasure trove for ancient astronauts, and the fact that I think they have a strong connection. Oh, guess what? You won't believe it. I scored an interview with Peter Curry. You know who that is?
Oh, cool.
From Sydney, Australia.
Wow, that's cool.
You know who he
Yeah.
is? Yeah.
I think you mentioned him last time. Isn't he the guy that's had the original photos of, is that the
No,
same dude?
no,
The
he had.
guy, Australian dude that had the photos of
Mm-mm.
the UFO
He's
boy.
no, no, no. He's a UFO contactee. He was back in the 90s. He fell asleep and it was about early in the morning, about 7:30 in the morning. He felt like a cat jumped onto the bed. And he's like, "Oh, I don't want a cat." So he opens his eyes and he's being straddled by a milky white skin,
Oh, you mentioned, no, you
well
mentioned,
proportionate
yeah,
woman where she's just
you
riding his
mentioned,
cock and he's just like, what the fuck is going on? He noticed
yeah.
another naked woman on the bed watching. He starts to get up and she cups the back of his head and pulls her into his chest and he freaks out even more and he bites her to get her off. And then she freaks out and he hears voices in his head saying he's done this wrong, he's doing this wrong, and he disappeared out of thin air. Then he noticed that he had an erection for 6 hours that was excruciating. Then he noticed underneath his foreskin there was two hairs. One was wrapped around and the other one was just swirling around. And he said it was like indented where you feel like you stuck your fingernail and it made a little indent. He took a tweezers and he said he's crying and screaming when he's ripping this thing off his dick. But when he did,
You
it
mentioned,
really, I
yeah,
know.
you mentioned that last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I relieved his boner and yeah, he took this to scientists and they found out weird ass DNA from all different sorts of humans to like Homo erectus to like Chinese, but it didn't match like the white hair. Really crazy shit. And then he took a lie detector test and passed with flying colors.
Yeah.
Man, we talked for like 2.5 hours. That
You
dude
know,
is
there's so
awesome.
much crazy stuff. And the thing is, I think a lot of it too, sometimes you don't know if it happened, if it was a dream, if it was some sort of like,
Well, the fact that he had physical evidence.
well, yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I've had experiences where I remembered, being on some sort of metal table
Mm,
and being poked and prodded in the stomach by three beings.
mm,
And they kind of looked like some kind of grey. being, I don't know which, because there's a few different ones. They didn't look too scary. I mean, they don't look great, but they didn't look too threatening.
Right.
But they were prodding and poking me in the stomach through the belly button.
Oh my
And I
God.
remember, and this was only even 5 years ago, 4 years ago, and I remember saying to them, ouch, that hurts, ouch. Like it wasn't excruciating pain, but it was ouchy. And I remember saying, ouch, do you have to do that? Do you
Yeah.
have to, how many times do you have to take me and keep doing this? Like, aren't we done yet? I remember saying that to these three. Are we done? You've been doing this for like my whole life. Are we done? And they're like, sorry, no, we're not done. I
Huh.
remember that and thinking, but it was so funny. I wasn't feeling scared or
Sure.
petrified. It was
Hmm.
almost like I was like, are we done? Like,
Yeah.
seriously, I'm over this. Like all of this prodding. And I remember saying, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? And they didn't tell me. And of course, it's all very telepathic.
Yeah.
So, but I knew for some reason that they'd been doing this for a long time on me.
Mm. Mm.
And I can't explain it. It wasn't a dream. I wasn't on drugs. It was coming back into my consciousness through which I thought I'd been dreaming for many years, but I had some strange physical things happen. So, there's so much that goes on that I don't even think you can explain. When you know that we are multidimensional and that we travel interdimensionally and other beings do the same thing, that we're not going to remember everything. I think some of our memory gets wiped.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It gets
It's,
wiped. So
but
we
it's
can't,
traumatic at the
we
same time
can't
for some
remember.
people.
Yeah, totally. So look, nothing would surprise me, nothing. And it was funny because there's a lady that she's a Reiki master, and
Mm.
I was also going to Reiki quite a lot with her in Sydney. And she told me her story, and she said exactly the same thing. I have remembered being taken and being probed in the stomach, and it hurts. And they've been doing it for years. And she said, now I'm having these conversations with them. And I said to her, oh my God, are you kidding me? Because
Mm.
that was happening to me too. So isn't it amazing how you can cross paths with somebody, have these conversations, and it's almost like this light bulb goes off, and you just think like, what the? I thought I was mad, but now here's another person who's telling me. And then you'll meet another person that's had these paranormal experiences, say, and they're all very similar. I mean, how do you explain that? How do you explain that?
Yeah, there's just too many
We're not all crazy,
similarities.
not making up stories. If we can compare stories and they're the same, basically. Um, and it's funny because a lot of the people that I speak to that have these experiences, they meditate a lot, they connect to the land a lot, they channel, their third eye is very open. It's almost like we open a portal of some kind. Um, so yeah, wow. I'll have to watch that interview. That's
Yeah,
pretty
I could
cool.
send you that episode.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, no,
Okay.
it's he's such a great storyteller. It's I
Yeah.
didn't even have to. I probably only asked a few questions during the interview because he just went off. Like he knew what to say or just okay, I got the whole story for you. Here we go. I just love how he talks and I love the accent. You guys had the best accent in the world.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my God. If the world talked like that, I think there would be no wars. You know what I'm saying? Even when you guys get mad, it sounds too nice.
Oh, I don't know. I can, but like yeah, we'll see. I still
We'll
am a
see.
Leo. I'm still a fiery Leo, so that might come out with the Australian accent. It might be
Are
a bit
you
of
a
a block.
cheeky girl, are you?
Yeah, I can get a little bit fireball. Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah.
Oh man. No, man, there's so much shit.
Hey,
And
did you see? I wanted to ask, sorry, did
yeah,
you see the eclipse, the lunar eclipse, like
I
the last
haven't.
one?
No, I
Oh my
didn't.
God, it was so powerful. Like I did this moon gazing ritual. So it was like
Oh,
10:30
cool.
and the eclipse happened, I don't know, over here, maybe it was 11:30 at night where the sun started to cover the moon. So
Oh,
I
cool.
had started this like little ceremony and this little ritual, and I was like, had all my candles, lit my crystals out, and I thought I'll do some moon gazing, just get some moon codes, right? Some
Hmm.
lunar codes. And I'm not kidding. I was moon gazing, and as just before the eclipse, I could see the moon. It started pulsating, and all of this light spectrum. There was purple, blue, yellow,
Whoa.
all of these magical colors of light were pulsating through
Whoa.
the moon. And I was gazing, and I was just allowing the energy to come through here. And it was pulsating, as I said. And just at that time, I saw these like six giant orb things,
Oh.
fluorescent white, circle within the moon. And they started dancing. They were almost like shooting these funny little
Whoa.
beams at each other, like they were communicating. And
Oh.
felt like it felt like an activation, some kind of activation.
Yeah.
That's I've never seen that. And the funny thing is that I moon gaze every full moon. I've moon gazed for so many years, and I have never, ever, ever seen that. So this is the first time I've ever seen anything like that. And I have part video of it actually. I
Oh,
took video.
cool.
It was only on my phone, so it's not the most brilliant footage.
Hmm.
But when you zoom in, you can literally see like plasma and all of the different light codes coming through, and these round type orbs just appear and they're dancing within. It was incredible.
That's incredible.
It
I
was
can
incredible.
imagine. Oh my God.
Yeah, it was like
I'd be
midnight.
tripping out. I'm like, holy shit.
I know. And I was like, wow, this just when you think you've seen everything or heard everything, something else happens where it's
Yeah.
like, whoa, you know, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The Earth is the Disneyland of the galaxy. Let me tell you.
totally. And often I will actually see giant yellow, orangey orbs over the ocean here
Oh, okay.
dancing and forming a triangle. There's three big orange kind of like orbs that sit over the ocean, and they're quite low. And they do this dance where they form a triangle, and one comes in, one comes back, one zooms in, one zooms out. It's like this.
Whoa.
And they do this type of thing, and then back. And with a friend of mine that lives up here, we've stared at them together, and we're like, whoa, and right above the ocean, and even under the ocean, I have seen lights dancing and then come out as well. So it's funny. I think it's just when you're in stillness and things are quiet, and you're sort of have endless amounts of hours just to kind of look out there, things happen. You see stuff that you would never see, right?
Yeah.
So
No, that's
yeah.
so cool. And I was gonna say s- I have actual photographs, original photographs of I don't think I could just grab it too if you want me to show you. But this guy, I think back in the 90s, was on the beach. I don't forgot which beach it was. I think it has the name on the back of the photograph. But this guy was out there just on the beach with this camera, and this UFO just pops out of the out of the ocean, and it comes flying over his head, and he sees another disc come from the sky and meets up with this UFO, and he's snapping pictures as this thing meets up with another disc, and the disc goes into the bottom of this flying saucer, and then it dips off. And he said he got sprayed with the water that
Wow.
came out of his head. Awesome. And I have negatives to those too. So I'm like, that's another one that's goes viral every time I put those photographs up.
So cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I
No.
think we need to get used to um, not trying to analyze everything, not trying to seek answers for everything and try to work everything out. If we can kind of just chill, lean, keep an open mind, that's when that's when this stuff happens. This is when it comes to you, when you
Yes.
have these experiences that you can't explain.
Well, he
When
was
you're
super
open,
minded. He was super open minded that
yeah,
day. Let me tell you that.
yeah,
And Alien was like, okay, let me show you something. Wig that dude
yeah, yeah. I love
out.
it.
That is
Yeah,
awesome. No, yeah, I
I'm
think you're right.
jealous.
But no, I think you're right. Like when I had my first sighting, it's turned the wheels full blast where it didn't stop. Where like I had to like investigate. I got myself into. I read Flying. Sorry, Flying. Um, Chariots of the Gods by Eric von Daniken. I haven't read a book from front to back since high school, and I grabbed that book and I read it front to back. you know, and I was like a big, slap in the back. It was like, yeah, there you go. But no, again, like just more research, finding out that Wisconsin's a treasure trove too for UFO sightings, and the first UFO organization in the United States started in Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin, with Cora Lorenzen and Jim, her husband. And it just says a lot about Wisconsin. If the first UFO organization started back in 1952,
That's cool.
it started with a woman. Talk about
Yeah.
making strides here. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no, I think it's really cool. And no, I think there's a lot of things in the works of now that, like I said before, Congress is still talking about UFOs. And that's, to me,
Yes.
is a slow drip of disclosure in general. They wouldn't even talk about it if it wasn't real, if there wasn't, again, they're not talking about Bigfoot or ghost or any other fucking,
Yeah.
mythical creature. It's UFOs. So,
Because they know, and I feel like we will come to full disclosure at some point. I mean, it's heading there. They're giving us little hints,
yeah,
little bits of
I think that's what it
information.
is.
It's like
Yeah.
they retract it and they bring it back to light, and it's almost like they're preparing you for something.
Yeah,
So
they
our
have to.
consciousness can wrap our heads around, like, holy,
And I think you're right. They have to give us slow
this is
doses of it because we all would freak out, I think. You know what I'm saying?
everyone would freak out if they just put everything on the table. So it's like little microdosing.
Yeah.
you know,
I'm down with the microdosing. At least I know what's to come, and I know what to believe and what's real. And no, that's why I love making friends like you guys that through my podcast. All these amazing, interesting people that have knowledge about the stars and where we're going. You're a psychic medium, so you're keeping your ups up on like what's going on. You're in heightened sentence. God, I can't even talk tonight. Senses are
yeah.
in heightened and your third eye is way open. No, it's so dope, and I just love hearing everybody's opinions because this world is so gnarly, and I'm trying to make sense of it as all of us are, and it's just nice and to hear other people's outlook on life too, because I kind of struggle outside of work and other things with other stress related things. But again, hearing like someone like you too is you're very um centered and balanced. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing really rattles you and you have your goals and you know what I'm saying? That's so dope. I love that about you. So
Not anymore. Things used to rattle me, but
yeah.
I think, you know, after I chose a different life path for me and calmed my whole life down,
Hmm.
and I just I wanted a different life for myself, and when I started to create that, that was super powerful because you don't have the distractions anymore. You don't have the same amount of stress anymore,
Hmm.
and therefore you can access different information in different ways too. So I know life is life, and sometimes it's, as I said, like there's different parallel universes, and that's the thing. There's so many different planes, and that we can timeline jump, we can quantum jump, you
Yes.
know and that's what's happening. It's almost like we're all in between worlds. We're in between this 3D, 4D, 5D, and we're going, even I get sucked into this 3D low density stuff where I'm like, oh, I don't feel like it should be in my light body. It's like so dense. But
Hmm.
then other times I'm just like, I'm too out there, and I've got to rein it back in, because the reality is we're still on this plane.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we've got to find the balance of being able to be practical, and live in this life, but also not close our higher senses down, and
Yes.
somehow have a balance where we can integrate all and travel in between. Does that make sense? It's kind of like, and that's what's happening now. We're in between worlds. I feel like we're all in between worlds, and it's kind of a weird place where it's like you don't know where to be at. You don't know what's coming out next. It's
Yes.
like, holy, it's too much, right? So that's what's teaching us is about balance. It's about about integration, and kind of just accepting, and just not taking everything too seriously, because we know there's a lot of stuff that's coming out that's not true, And there's a lot of stuff that is coming out that is true as well. So it's kind of, I think, not absorbing too much and just keeping an open space because it is getting interesting.
It is. Let me tell you. Can you show my
Yeah.
audience what you showed me earlier with your drawings?
Oh, yes. So,
Tell me,
I like
tell me.
the channel and I speak light language too, especially a lot during my healing sessions. But I've been downloading all of these like these codes lately, these galactic codes.
That's so cool.
And that they are cool, aren't they? And these
Yeah.
ones I don't particularly know what they are, but when I get a download, I literally cannot stop writing them. Some more.
They're so cool. I think they're tattoo worthy, to tell you the truth.
So yeah, very, these ones are frequencies. But what I've done is I started developing a new tarot deck of
Oh,
light code tarot deck where I've
oh, cool.
taken some of these codes and especially these ones, I've been able to download the meanings of them as well. So yeah, I'm bringing up my own tarot deck. That's
That's
exciting.
so cool.
Yeah. And it needs to come out because everything is frequency and everything is a
Yes.
code. I mean, we are the code. So within these, it's there's sound healing, as you know, which is a frequency, but also light language and these kinds of codes also hold a frequency. So yeah, it's exciting, and I think that who knows, maybe in the future we'll all be writing stuff like this.
That'd be cool.
And we'll be able to understand all of it too. But
Yeah.
I feel now it's almost like a remembrance. It's like you channel and you just start writing this. It's because there's something in there that remembers that's what you used to do in lifetimes ago. And it's just coming back.
That's so
That's
cool.
what I feel it is. Yeah. Pretty
Well,
cool.
can you tell my audience where they can find your work and do you have an email? Do you have
So,
a YouTube channel?
well, I keep going to start this YouTube channel and it just gets put on. Oh my gosh.
Shame on you.
No, I get a bit camera shy, I got to say.
Uh,
The thing is,
really?
I'm so chatty and when I get
Well, that's how
going,
you. Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it's the whole
But
point.
it's kind of
People like
just
to
like
listen.
that coming out with all of this like stuff. Like, are we ready for it all? Because there's a lot. And I have like 140 recordings of channels, remote
Wow.
viewing, Greenland, Antarctica, as I said, Iceland, on all sorts of things. And some of it is very controversial. Some of it
Yeah,
you think, oh shit, should I be saying that or not? Like,
do
where's
it.
the point?
People
But
like the
on
controversy.
saying that, I mean, a lot of people are doing it. They're like, well, hey, shit, it's got to be disclosed. So
Yeah,
let's
let's do
talk
it.
about it. So yeah, maybe a YouTube channel. But in the meantime, my website, my shamanic website, is just corrinacarmen.com.
Oh,
So
awesome.
yeah.
Perfect.
But watch this space because I could come out with a YouTube. I could start disclosing all of my remote views.
I'm encouraging it.
I don't know, I
Give
might
you a
get
little
locked
nudge.
up. Dustin, I might go missing.
I might go missing for God's sake. Shit. But
So
well,
we'll see.
I think louder you are as a whistleblower, they won't get you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It
No,
wasn't last too bad.
no, seriously, I had a great time catching up with you. We're gonna wrap it up here because we're getting to an hour. But no, seriously, that was amazing to hear what you're thinking about, what this world is going through right now, and no, it's just again to hear what's going on in your life because it's been about a year and a half since we chit chatted
Yeah,
last.
yeah. So it's all happening. It's all happening. So we'll have to check in again.
Yes, we will definitely have you back on. But hey, can you stick with me for 2 more minutes?
Sure.